Hi, good morning. I'm Yamini. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Vymo. Vymo helps enterprises improve their sales productivity, especially in large distributed sales teams. Most of you must be using a CRM. The CRM gives you a very good view of all your customer contacts and account data in one place, but it rarely tells you much about what your salespeople are actually doing on the ground. Now, let's assume that you're a sales manager and you've missed your number by a bit this month. How would you diagnose what could have been done better? Could your team have done a little bit more activity? Could they have timed it right with their contacts? Could they have prioritized their accounts better? Or could it have been a few skill sets which were coachable amongst a few different people in the team? Vymo works with almost 150,000 sellers across more than 50 financial institutions, some of them including Aflac, Berkshire, AXA, Generali, etc., to increase sales productivity. Time and again, we have seen a few things. One is that the top 10% of salespeople are almost 6 to 10 times better than the average seller. And what we see to move the needle on sales productivity is not just top down management. What we see being effective is probably 1,000 coaching nudges being initiated bottom up to help salespeople change their behaviors and mimic those of top performers. We call these coaching networks. So, what does Vymo do? Vymo does three things really well. It automatically captures what salespeople are doing in terms of activity and engagement without the need for manual data entry. Second, it learns from this to understand what top salespeople are doing. Third, it translates these into a horde of nudges and what we call next best actions that salespeople receive at their fingertips and can use and act on the go in their daily lives. Let's see a look at the demo to see how it looks in the life of a salesperson. I'm Yamini. I'm a salesperson on your team. I log into Vymo. Uh, this is the 10th of May, so I'm roughly a third of the way through this month. I can see my goals. I'm reasonably tracking on my activity goals for the month as well as my revenue numbers. I'm a smart salesperson, but reasonably lazy. As you can see, this calendar is linked to my Outlook calendar and Gmail, but I've not planned much proactively for today. Now, I have almost 100 accounts that I manage, and usually I try to stay in touch with the top 10 of them, right? But that means I'm probably not covering rest of my accounts. Here is what Vymo does. Vymo is suggesting to me today that I should be prioritizing Acme Industries because there is a high cross-sell probability. The account is it's probably the right time to pitch workers' compensation to this account as a next best product. Let me call my contact Christina at that account. As I place that call, and I do this off my normal phone, right? Vymo automatically captures the fact that I placed this call. Let's assume we spoke blah, 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 and I can dictate my notes into the system without the need for much manual data entry, right? While I submit that, I had a great call. Vymo automatically suggests next best actions. One of them could be to schedule a meeting. Now I could do that over, say, a Zoom call, given the situation around us. Or I spoke with Christina and both of us are vaccinated. We could probably, it's been a year, so we could probably catch up at a cafe. So I drive over. Vymo can then automatically detect the fact that a visit happened through its geointelligence capabilities. Now, let's assume I had a very good meeting, right? And as I log that into the system, the next best action could be about sending the right kind of collateral to Christina so she can quickly pitch this to her boss. Vymo does that tap tap at the click of two buttons. And there goes the email. That was a great meeting with Christina, extremely productive morning, but I'm still at this cafe 5 miles away from my home. While I'm here, why not check out who else is close by? Maybe there is someone else where there is a near term upside that I can also get in touch with. And looks like that's probably Cooper Industries. And so on, right? This is how I plan my day. Now, I could have a very productive day just following the nudges that Vymo is giving me, but also I handle 100 accounts, like I mentioned. And sometimes it's really overwhelming to think through whether the remaining 90 that I've not been in touch with actually need me at this moment in time. What if I miss a fantastic opportunity? What Vymo does is surfaces alerts based on triggers that are set across these accounts. An account could be coming up for renewal. Another account could have seen increase in their employee count and potentially is the right time for a cross sell, right? When I go into my list of 100 plus accounts, Vymo can help me make sense of it by showing which are the accounts which are hottest in terms of either upside or require an immediate intervention. This is the story of how this might look in the life of a salesperson. Now let's switch gears and understand how all of this activity logging as well as recommendation actually translates to benefit a sales manager. As a sales manager, it's now amazing that I have very granular insights into what my salespeople are doing or not doing against both their accounts, their opportunities, active leads, as well as just from a daily productivity point of view. I get to see activity versus outcome and compare effectiveness across different team members. One of my favorite insights, for example, is this section where you can see about the 6 people reporting into me, right? And you can see that John and Susan, the first two, have extremely high level of activity within the team. They're extremely hardworking. They have done more than probably 100 meetings this month, right? But you see a difference between their conversion rates. John has almost twice the amount of conversion as Susan. Now, that is a challenge. Someone working as hard but not being able to see the outcomes is definitely going to be less motivated, potentially risk attrition. If you compare that with the third person, Jane, she's done far fewer meetings, but has way higher conversion than either John or Susan. Now, here is the truly top 10% sales performer from whom probably both John and Susan can learn. I can take this many different ways. I can pick up the activity history that Vymo has logged in against Susan. I can listen into certain calls which have been recorded to see if her pitch could get better. I have a visibility into Vymo's recommendations for upcoming actions that Susan needs to take against her customers. I can ping her, join some of these calls, tag team her into some of these meetings, and coach her real time. As a manager, this helps me make interventions way, way before the end of the month, by when it's probably just a postmortem. Now I can actually truly be a personal coach to each one of my team members. So, quick summary. This is what Vymo does. The goal is to improve your sales productivity. We do this by doing 3 things. Automatically capture activities that your salespeople are doing. So the brunt of being able to log meetings is out of their lives. Now that we have 70-80% visibility into what teams are actually doing, we can identify what's truly working for top performers. And rather than leaving the burden of intervention to top management, what we do is translate these into nudges that come real time to every salesperson, using which they can mimic the behaviors of top performers. Thank you so much for your time. We would love to share more, especially on how we have helped more than 50 financial institutions improve productivity. Do drop in and say hello. Thank you.